Imagine two people standing in the same grocery store. Imagine two people standing in the same grocery store.
One earns $300,000 a year. The other earns $90,000. At first glance, you'd probably assume the first person is wealthy.
But what if that $300,000 earner is buried under debt?
A huge mortgage, expensive car payments, and almost nothing invested. Now imagine the $90,000 earner owns a paid-off home and has $1 million invested.
And hasn't had to worry about money for years.
Suddenly, the definition of rich gets a lot more complicated.
Because the person who makes the most money isn't necessarily the person who has the most wealth.
And once you understand that difference, the entire financial ladder starts looking different.
Let's start with the number most people use to judge financial success: income. Household income in America is around $83,730 at the median.
Roughly half of households earn more and half earn less.
Crossing that numbers hold above the middle of the income distribution. But being above average doesn't automatically mean you're financially secure. A family earning $100,000 can still feel broke.
If housing, transportation, childcare, and debt consume almost everything,
now move higher to around $150,000. That level is roughly where you enter the upper quarter of income earners. But there's a catch. Your expenses can climb just as quickly as your income.
then you reach the top 10%, where household income is around 50-70-36, where household income is around.
At this level, saving and investing can become dramatically easier.
But two people can earn the exact same amount and have completely different futures.
One might invest $50,000 every year. The other might spend $260,000. Same income, completely different destination.
And that's why income is only half the story.
Because your paycheck tells me what entered your life. Your net worth tells me what stayed.
Net worth is simple. Everything you own minus everything you owe.
Your home, retirement accounts, investments, cash, and business interests all count.
Then subtract mortgages, student loans, credit cards, car loans, and other debt.
Then subtract mortgages, student loans, credit cards, car loans, and other debt.
Whatever remains is your net worth.
The median American household has a net worth of roughly $193,000.
That doesn't mean everyone has $193,000 break. $193,000 sitting in a bank. A large portion can be tied up in home equity, retirement accounts, and other assets. For households under 35, median net worth is only around $39,000.
That isn't necessarily failure. Starting with little wealth is normal.
The important question isn't where you begin. It's what happens. It's what happens over the next 10, 20, or 30 years.
Because the wealth ladder becomes dramatically steeper as you move upward.
The top 25% is around $659,000 in net worth. At that point, you may have meaningful home equity and substantial retirement investments.
Then comes another major jump. The top 10% begins around $101.9 million.
You don't need a private jet or 5 houses to reach that neighborhood. You need productive assets, and enough of them to create real financial strength. That's where investments can begin noticeably influencing your financial life.
Your portfolio can generate returns, your property can appreciate, and your business can produce income. Your money starts doing some of the work instead of all the work coming from you. Your money starts doing some of the work instead of all the work coming from you.
At that level, the difference isn't simply having a bigger checking account. The difference isn't simply having a bigger checking account. It's having a much larger collection of productive assets.
And then we reach the top 1%.
Depending on the data set, estimates put the threshold somewhere around $11.6 to $13.6 million.
That's an enormous distance from the top 10%.
And this reveals something important. The wealth ladder isn't made of equal-sized steps. The higher you climb, the larger the gaps become.
Going from 50,000 to 100,000 is difficult.
But going from 10 million to 20 million requires an entirely different scale of capital. At that point, your money itself can become a major economic engine. And this is where people make one of the biggest mistakes in financial thinking.
They compare lifestyles instead of balance sheets. A person can drive an expensive car and live in a beautiful house.
But you can't see the mortgage, the credit card balance, or the car loan.
A person's financial life is mostly invisible. That's why appearances are such a terrible measurement of wealth. Someone can look rich while being financially fragile. Another person can look completely ordinary while sitting on millions in assets. Think about two households. Both earn $200,000. One keeps upgrading the house, leasing expensive cars, and taking luxury vacations.
Every increase in income becomes another increase in spending.
The other keeps the same lifestyle and invests the difference.
After 10 or 20 years, those two households can have completely different net worths.
This is the power of the gap between income and spending. That gap is where wealth is created.
The larger the gap, and the longer you invest it, the more powerful compounding becomes.
This is also why lifestyle inflation can quietly destroy wealth. Imagine someone earning $60,000 and believing $100,000 will solve everything.
Eventually, they reach it. Then the nicer apartment becomes normal.
Then 100,000 doesn't feel rich anymore. So they target 150, then 200.
The finish line keeps moving because their lifestyle keeps moving with it.
Someone else increases their income, but deliberately keeps expenses under control. They don't necessarily look richer, but their balance sheet keeps getting stronger.
Eventually, their investments begin producing meaningful money on their own.
That is the transition from simply earning income to owning wealth.
At lower wealth levels, your biggest financial asset is usually your ability to work.
Your paycheck pays the bills, and your savings provide protection. But as your assets grow, the equation begins to reverse.
Your investments start contributing more.
Your portfolio may eventually rise by an amount larger than your annual salary.
Someone with almost no savings sees money as protection from disaster.
Someone with $100,000 saved sees something different. Options.
They can change jobs, take time off, or make decisions without immediately fearing the next paycheck.
At much higher levels, money becomes less about survival and more about freedom.
And eventually, the question can become, what can this money build? Your goal doesn't have to be beating everyone in America. It can simply be moving your own financial position forward.
Earning money is the beginning. Keeping it creates stability. Investing it creates growth. Owning productive assets creates leverage. Real wealth isn't always visible. Sometimes it looks ordinary. But if you're building something valuable, that's financial freedom.